Can I be so honest about something? I think that you and we put the drugstore makeup back on the map. We brought drugstore makeup back from the dead. We literally revived the drugstore and made drugstore makeup fun again. As I'm getting ready this morning, I'm going to talk to you about my journey with drugstore makeup and just a little bit about me, like kind of give you my story. Hi, if this is your first time seeing me, my name is Shelby. I go by Shelby Ann on TikTok, and I am from a teeny tiny small town about 45 minutes from where I live now in the middle of nowhere, South Carolina. Grew up there. I graduated high school from there, and to give you a little information about the town, it literally has one stoplight. It still does to this day, and really the only places to buy beauty products were Dollar General and our little town grocery store, Piggly Wiggly. And that's kind of where my journey with beauty started. I didn't have not only the money and the resource to go out and buy really nice high-end makeup or even drugstore makeup, to be honest, but I also didn't have the accessibility. I wasn't able, like the closest, like Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Kroger were 30 minutes away, and that was like, you know, a once in a while trip. I know now as an adult that I didn't have a lot of money growing up. I wasn't aware of it when I was a kid. Like I knew that we didn't have like fancy stuff. Parents always made sure that me and my siblings were taken care of, so I never had to worry about anything. I know now as an adult that we were broke and like we were poor. It's like we had so much love in our family and so much love growing up that I didn't even notice. When we would go into like the bigger town 30 minutes away that had Walgreens and Walmart and CVS, that's when I would buy like my CoverGirl, my L'Oreal, my Maybelline, all of those brands of makeup that are sold at the drugstore. I was a huge L'Oreal, Maybelline, and CoverGirl girly. Like I loved my makeup so much, and I was really proud of like beauty, especially when I got into high school and I found YouTube. Like when I started watching beauty YouTubers, I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like I love makeup and beauty so much. I started watching Jaclyn Hill and Manny Anyway and Patrick Starr and Laura Lee. Like I was so enthralled by everything that they were talking about. I knew that's what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be in that world in some way, shape, or form. But also where I come from, there was no such thing as a makeup artist. When I was in high school and I got into makeup, that wasn't a thing. It wasn't like you go to school to be a makeup artist and then you start doing makeup on people. Like that was a very kind of crazy dream of mine, doing makeup on myself, and started learning how to do makeup by watching YouTube videos. And then when I got into college, I was always the makeup artist friend. I was always the friend doing everyone else's makeup for things, and that's kind of how I found myself turning into a little baby makeup artist. I started my first makeup counter job at Clinique when I was a junior in college. I did that job for 2 years. I loved working for Clinique, Estee Lauder, and Lancome. I loved working just in beauty, and like it was really what like jump started my makeup artist career. I was actually in college to study elementary education, and during my senior year you have your internship, and during your internship we weren't allowed to have a job, which was very hard for me because I had no money in college. I was so broke. I literally had like maybe $50 a week that I would like get gas and maybe, you know, like dollar menu Taco Bell food. I didn't have money to go buy like high-end and really expensive makeup. Like I would treat myself on occasion. I would stop into Sephora and buy a few products every now and then, but most of my items were drugstore and affordable makeup, and then stuff that I got from my Clinique counter job. Right around the time that I quit my Clinique counter job is when I was in my internship full-time as a teacher, and that's when COVID happened. So literally the school shut down. All of my clients were like canceling their makeup appointments. I also didn't have my counter job, so I wasn't working at all, wasn't making any money. It was a really tough time for me, and that is when I really got into making my content. I graduated college, I went into my first year of education, and that is when I really started making my content. I love teaching, I loved my kids, but it was just not the job for me. I taught 3rd grade. My kids were so amazing. I still they still pop up on my lives. Sometimes they'll hop in and they'll like comment on my videos and stuff like that, and I love them. I miss them. They were so great to me. But it was not the job that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I knew I wanted to be in the beauty industry in some way, shape, or form. In 2021, I posted my first beauty related TikTok, and up until this point, I had been on Instagram, and I had been on Facebook, and I had been on YouTube. Like I was doing all of the social media platforms. I was doing Facebook Live, I was doing YouTube videos, of course, and I was also like posting my makeup looks on Instagram, but nothing really stuck out. I wasn't really getting any traction, or like, you know, it really wasn't making any waves for me. So that's when I decided to try and post on TikTok. My very first beauty TikTok was the L'Oreal powder foundation when it was going viral, which is so crazy because now I'm like in New York, met with L'Oreal last night for dinner, and I'm like talking to them about some really fun, exciting things that we have coming up in the next year, which insane. It's the most insane series of events. So anyway, I posted the video about the L'Oreal powder foundation and it got 30,000 views in the first day, which was insane. I could not believe that. And that's how I gained my first 10,000 followers. I just got really lucky. The algorithm back in the day was different and TikTok stuck for me. That is really how we got here. Almost 5 years posting every single day, multiple times a day, but also staying extremely true to myself. I, of course, went through phases where I loved high-end makeup, and I mean, I still do love a high-end makeup product, don't get me wrong, but I went back to my roots earlier this year and started talking about drugstore and affordable makeup because I too know exactly what it's like to only have a few dollars in your bank account, not know where your next meal is coming from, and you just want to feel pretty. You just want to put a little makeup on, but you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on a new makeup product. I made it my goal to not only find all of the good drugstore makeup products that are out there, but also be an advocate for this community. Like, I love you guys so much, and it is my goal, my dream, to change this beauty industry into something that we're all very, very proud of. I do love our community so much, and I love the beauty industry so deeply, but I definitely think there's so much room for improvement. Well, it's to always make you proud, but also to give back and make you guys always feel so included. Like, that's my dream. I just want you to feel like you're a part of this journey too. Because truly, at the end of the day, none of this would be possible without you. I would not have this opportunity. I would not have this platform if it weren't for you. And I know that. And above all else, I just want to make you proud. I love you so much. Thank you for listening to me yap. Hope you have a best day. I will see you again soon. Bye, bestie.